Today, Nalcor provide the people of the province with the latest cost and value figures of the Muskrat Falls project as of June 2014. And we now can compare that through the numbers that the DG3 numbers, which were announced as sanction back in, I think it was October 2012. From the beginning, to us, that this project has been all about providing the people of the province with clean, safe, reliable electricity at the least cost. That's what it was all about. And when it was first announced, a lot of people talked about the sale of excess power, getting that to markets, by a method other than through Quebec, and that's all great and interesting. But the key thing was to provide power to the people of the province to meet anticipated demand at the least cost, the cheapest cost that could be available. So we welcome the update today from Nalcor. We're pleased to share the news that the project will provide a return of more than $30 billion over the life of the project. That'll benefit Newfoundlanders and Labradorians for decades to come. It'll not only provide electricity at the least cost, but it's going to provide, obviously, a massive amount of value to the people of the province that will be used to benefit the people of the province. As announced by Mr. Martin today, the value of the Muskrat Falls project has benefited since the decision Gate 3 numbers were released in 2012, with interest being less than anticipated and increased revenues over the life of the project. There's been an additional $300 million over the life of the project here by negotiating better terms for financing the project, and that was on top of the projected savings of $1 billion in interest costs, given the fact that we had the federal guarantee, which enables the project to borrow at the federal government's rate of interest, which is much lower than otherwise would be the case for the borrowing. There's also an additional $100 million in revenues from market agreements that are anticipated from the sale of the export energy. And during the construction phase of the project, business income and employment benefits, as well as tax revenue, will account for an additional $3 billion in value to the province. So with detailed engineering for the project now at 98% complete, capital costs, Mr. Martin estimated to be $6.99 billion. At the time of DG3 release at sanction, the capital cost of the project was estimated to be $6.202 billion, and the engineering design at that time was approximately 50% complete. As a result of these new capital costs, it's expected that electricity rates may increase by about 7% over the rates that we had projected at project sanction back in 2012. It is the rates that are important to the people of the province. And as I said earlier, the ratepayers have always been the primary focus of government in pursuing this project. That was what drove this project right from the beginning. What is it going to cost the people? What are they going to take out of their pockets to pay for this power that they're going to need? So our government recognizes that when the first power does come in, which will be in late 2017, that's when Muskrat Falls will affect the rates, not until then. In this province, the people pay for the power they're receiving. They cover the cost of making that power, the cost of construction, the cost of operating, the financing costs, and a return to the utility. That's what the rates cover. And we said that the government at that time would decide what it would do with the returns that were coming in for the project, namely the dividends that Nalcor will pay to the government of the province and also to the revenues from the sale of excess power. And we maintain that position today. I can tell the people of the province, however, that if first power were flowing today, that this government would use the money from the project's revenue stream to offset this increase in electricity rates over and above which we had anticipated at sanction. And we remain committed to that principle and to doing what is best in the interest of the ratepayers. So we'll utilize the funds that come in, this $30 million or $35 million, as Mr. Martin mentioned, and we will use that to offset the costs increases over and above what we estimated they'd be at Decision Gate 3. The provincial government will continue to undertake prudent oversight of the Muskrat Falls project as it moves further into the construction and operation stages. The Oversight Committee will be providing an update to the owners of the project, the people of the province, in July, next month. Through Nalcor, which is a people's energy company, this province is well on the way of becoming an energy industry giant. The company will generate wealth for its owners, the people of the province, that will enable them to pay down debt, to finance healthcare and education and other vital services that the people of this province will require. We're obviously excited by these numbers and by these prospects as we continue to move forward with the plans for Muskrat Falls project and for future projects on behalf of the province. I'm pleased to be joined by the Minister of Natural Resources.
And good afternoon, everyone. And certainly with today's update from Nalcor, it's clear that we are continuing to head in the right direction with power development in this province. We are investing in a project that will provide reliable power, stable electricity rates, sustainable economic and employment benefits, and tremendous returns to the province for future generations to come. We stand by the analysis, which has continually validated that Muskrat Falls is the best option for power for Newfoundland and Labrador. Today, as promised, we have released an update on project costs and the power purchase agreement. Releasing the information on Muskrat Falls project is important for everyone in the province, so you can understand the value of this project for Newfoundland and Labrador, certainly the impact on rates, but even the greater value for the people of the province. And we have heard the questions and the concerns, and we'll continue to address these as they arise. There's been more information made public about this project than any in the province's history, providing the opportunity for review by the public, government, and independent experts, including Manitoba Hydro, Navigant Consulting, the Board of Commissioners of Public Utilities, Dr. Wade Locke, and Ziff Energy Group of Calgary. Many senior departmental officials throughout government have been involved in oversight from the initial planning to early engineering to our agreements with Emera, and most importantly, to sanction and financing. Prudent oversight of this project is a priority of our government, and it will continue through the development's construction and operation stages. Our government's Departmental Oversight Committee will focus on project costs, scheduling, and overall project performance. The committee will review information provided by external auditors, the independent engineer, and Nalcor, provide updates and discuss issues with relevant departments, meet regularly with Nalcor officials, report to Cabinet, which will provide direction to appropriate ministers as required, and provide quarterly updates to the public starting in July on project costs, scheduling, and project performance. It is of the utmost importance for our government to ensure information on the Muskrat Falls project continues to be made available to the people of the province while still protecting the commercial interests of the project. Strong oversight of the project continues to be undertaken by the Government of Newfoundland and Labrador, Government of Canada, Nalcor Energy, project lenders, and independent experts. This project will provide a reliable source of electricity for the future benefit of Newfoundlanders and Labradorians. We're into our second year of construction and well on our way through the development of a historic project that will forever change the future of this province. The development of Muskrat Falls will transform our province from an economy dependent on non-renewable resources to an economy built on renewable, sustainable energy resources. We will own a valuable, long-term power-producing asset that will set the stage for Newfoundland and Labrador to manage its own energy and economic future without relying on others to meet our power needs. On average, 1,500 jobs in over 70 trades and occupations will be created each year throughout the construction of Muskrat Falls. Hundreds of millions of dollars are being invested in local businesses, and construction will generate $1.9 billion in income to Newfoundland and Labrador labor and business. The benefits of this project will be felt long after the project is paid off, generating revenue for the province, driving the growth of a workforce, prosperity throughout the business community, and clean, green energy for the environment.